And y'all looking at me like, what the hell are you supposed to be? Are you really Mexican right now? No, you know, I
you look more Indian.
Yeah, a lot of people say that when I put this wig on, I look like something out of a damn, like I'm going to break off in the song or something a little bit.
Yeah, or start doing tech support.
Yeah, actually, I'm doing that right now. I might get a call in the middle of it. But... yeah, you know, I was getting ready so hard that I didn't have time to shave. So we couldn't we didn't have the money to remove my mustache CG style like that did Henry Cavill right there. Now, you know, you're looking at me right now and you're seeing me in my full-blown superhero attire. But when I don't want people to recognize me, when I am hiding behind my secret identity, you might catch me in a nice double-toasted T-shirt, black tee with white logo. Oh, you can have that on you as well. Or we have many, many more wares up in dtmerch.com. Go check us out in there and get yourself this T-shirt right here. A lot of people are tuning in to hate because they talked about, you know what, I'm just going to watch just to see how much I hate that Marvel bitch Korey Coleman.
Damn.
We know that he's all up on Marvel's balls, and all he's going to do is talk hate about this movie and talk about how much of a disaster it is. You know, he'll kiss up to that Wonder Woman because he is somewhat of a gentleman. I think I'm fair, but y'all think that I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. Y'all think, oh, everybody else said Wonder Woman was good. Korey don't want to embarrass himself. He don't want to be sexist. Yeah. And, yeah, DC... they have not had this really planned. They've been throwing this together. Let's all admit it. And plus, two of the biggest superheroes who I love, who they raised me when I was a boy. Mm-hmm. My parents, when my mom and daddy weren't there for me, it was Batman and Superman that raised me. By the way, Superman was the bitch. But come on, man, come on. And those are the two. I love those heroes. And Batman versus Superman, when mom and daddy start fighting, I just want y'all to get divorced because you suck. Now with this right here, they said, all right, y'all, just hold on. First of all, Zack Snyder had to leave the picture. Yeah. And they brought Joss Whedon in, who made the Avengers so good, so nice. And if nothing else, Earth needs Superman right now. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, once Superman came down and opened that door, all these other aliens, Superman left the door cracked. And all these other aliens say, yeah, that's your ass, motherfucker.
We see you. Yeah. You better be glad you got Superman, because if he wasn't there, I'd take over all this.
Oh, yeah. Where's Superman at now, huh? Can't help your ass now, can he? And that's what's happened. He's left the door open for other alien beings to visit Earth. And not all of them are nice people. And Steppenwolf just happens to be an intergalactic traveler who has a conquering addiction. You know, he can't come down to a planet like a regular tourist and be like, wow, this is nice. No, he's
Aruba.
Yeah.
I can move here.
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, I hear they got good real estate in Austin right now. Yeah, he comes down. He's like an overgrown, giant 2-year-old alien. He looks at everything and says, mine.
I must have this.
Yeah.
All right.
The ultimate appropriator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just can't come down and admire. He's got to take. Mm-hmm. And, of course, look, Superman's gone. But, of course, Batman is always 10 steps ahead of everyone, including even an asshole cosmic being. But he still can't fight this alone. Superman, he had powers. You keep forgetting Batman ain't got no powers. He's like, damn, wow, I really fucked up. What
am I doing here?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I just got gadgets and shit.
Money. I can talk a good game.
Yeah, I can stop a clown, but a goddamn 10-foot tall alien motherfucker, I don't know about that. So that's when he goes out and he says, I got to collect people with real powers. And I have to save this Earth from being taken over by a bunch of CG effects.
Look out, they're coming at you.
Look out,
successful.
No protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian. This world will fall.
That's your ass. In other words, like, no Kryptonian, y'all fucked. Well, as I told you, we're getting together this team of heroes. I will say that Warner Brothers and DC together are learning from each other.
Thank God.
And yeah, they are being very careful to give people what has worked in the past. One of the things that I can say about this, again, right off the bat, is that they knew that Wonder Woman was their biggest success. If you take critical acclaim and fame and also money, and the biggest action sequence at the beginning of the film is with Wonder Woman.
Sure.
They waste no time bringing her ass in at all. And they even listen to you guys. They took that.
That's true.
Yeah, they even took that out.
you.
Yeah.
so much.
And I'm gonna tell you something. It is a great scene because with Wonder Woman, what makes they made her even a bigger badass than she was before.
Hell yeah.
And what makes her a bigger badass this time is that unlike everybody else, she is practical and she's sufficient. Like at the beginning of the film, when terrorists attack, she she makes a grand entrance, she does her and she goes right into whooping people's ass. And I love this part. She don't waste no time with that suitcase. She just takes that shit up and just throw that motherfucker through the roof. Kaboom!
See, Superman would be like, what do I do? What do I do?
know.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah, because other heroes who have that power, they still got to show out. They would have gone up in the air with their pose and everything.
Yeah.
Look at me, people. I'm such a savior. No, she's like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm on camera.
Went through the floor first and then through the window.
through the window. I love Wonder Woman. Practical, reasonable. She goes in and does exactly what she has to do.
Efficient, no posing, no bullshit, no. I'm here. I've arrived. Now I'm going to stand here and pose and tell you, like, I'm going to give you one more chance.
Yeah.
Or
No
that's
lectures.
it. Yeah. Stop. You're coming with me.
She just hesitates to look at all the asses she's about to kick. You. Okay.
Yeah. She knows that everybody's wearing black suits. She knows who's guilty.
All right, I'm going to get y'all and I got 20 seconds. All right, that's more than I need.
That's all it takes. It just takes one time for you to bust through a door to scare the fuck out of people. Look at it like, oh shit, that's all right.
She does not like doors. I will not invite her over for dinner.
Don't you ever hold a door open for me.
I can do this myself. Yeah, but I gotta pay for that fucking door now. Shit, every time.
And I'm off.
I mean, I'm all behind feminism, but we go to the Home Depot every week when you come in. Shit.
Honey, I'm home. Yeah. I know.
I've installed curtains. It's okay.
It wasn't even locked.
Now, the other thing I'll say with them is that, man, they are so into what works when they just recycle some shit.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, like when you see Batman in this, there are certain things that go all the way back to Batman 89.
Oh my God.
Everybody knows this theme right here from Batman. Danny Elfman. Everybody knows that. And look, they don't even stop at Batman 89. They took that music and combined it with one of everybody's favorite Batmans out there, the one from the animated series. I love the way somebody's getting stabbed right now. Help me, Batman. Like, hold on, I'm posing right now.
I got to wait for this lightning real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shit, hold on. Let me get this fade. I'll be down there. Shit, I'm on fade, motherfucker. You help me. Yeah, and they actually bring that into the movie. Now, some people might not like that. Some people seem to appreciate that they actually incorporated it in sort of an Easter egg fashion. Shit, that's just like the cartoon.
I love that show.
It's a good way to give everybody the Batman feel.
Yeah.
It works.
It does. I have no complaints about that. Would I have done that obvious? No, because even Danny Elfman's like, damn, I ain't even work for this shit. He's like,
I am getting a check, right?
Yeah.
Because they talk about music by Danny Elfman. I'm like, what'd you do? Just give him a hard drive?
Here's the 89 soundtrack.
You're like, shit, yeah, y'all can have it.
I'm not rewriting this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I don't know if J.K. Simmons. Everybody knows that legendary picture now of him, like when he's all jacked.
Yeah.
Like now, I don't know if he was working out for Justice League, but if he did, they did this motherfucker wrong.
Yeah, sure did. They put him in like 5 layers of clothes. It's like, what were you doing?
Yeah, he's all jacked and ripped and everything, and he don't take off that trench coat and that hat in the movie.
And he's in like 3 scenes.
Yeah, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be like, you made me work out for nothing.
Chill, maybe there's some like deleted scenes. The Ultimate Edition comes out. We get more.
Yeah, maybe so, because I know
Fighting crime.
when he tries out for the Justice League.
Yeah, because that's what it looks like. It look like he gonna actually be part of the Justice League.
I'm the commissioner.
No, that's all right.
Nah, we good.
Look, I've been working out though. Look at me. Nah, that's cool, man.
No, we got enough.
Tell you what, why don't you stay and work that fucking sign?
Cyborg's nervous. We don't want you around him.
Here's something I want everybody to get in on the conversation because we're gonna start breaking down some of the other heroes who, got a little work to do. Wonder Woman, we know she's gonna be all right. But there's others out there that, okay, how you gonna do this time around? Now that you get your little Superman, Batman got the little bitch fight out the way. Are we gonna get them back on track? Those other heroes are quick to tell him, they're like, you're not like us, right? Because they look at him and they say, you know what, man, all right, that's cool and everything. You got good poses. You got nice toys, but
You got money.
You got money. You ain't got no powers. I mean, we trying to tell you in the nicest way. And I love the way Batman actually goes. He's got a sense of humor about it. He goes along with it at first. People ask him, man, what the fuck do you really do?
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
And like, okay, yeah, that joke only goes so far, man. You tell that shit every day when we ask you this question.
I'm fighting with you.
Yeah. They have a Batman here that is a Bruce Wayne that is older. And I think that they actually use that to good effect. Now that he's a little bit older, people are really saying, man, you need to quit. You need to stop. And when they say that, it's he's first of all, he's physically vulnerable. Like when he takes that bat suit off and there's another hero in the room, they're like, God damn, man, you sure you want to keep this going? Keep this up?
You good, man?
He knows his flaws now. And he knows that getting rid of Superman, he's like, yeah, I fucked up. And they actually show him a lot as Bruce Wayne admitting to his faults.
You got a team here.
Superman can bring this team together better than I ever could.
Abilities, you might.
He's more human than I am.
He's like, come on, I'm fucked up. I already got nothing to say. Like,
I don't know. I've seen Henry Cavill act. You might have him licked.
He lived in this world. The world needs Superman. And the team needs Clark.
oh,
They don't need me.
I know.
My time is done.
And he also has a little bit of a man crush too. That's just his long-winded way of saying, I miss that motherfucker, man. It's my friend. He says it right there. He's like, yeah, he came down here, got married, got a job, he was in the working force, and then with all that power. And I'm thinking, dang, he's kind of stupid.
That crossed my mind too. I'm like, man, most of us want to get out of our jobs.
Yeah.
And he chose to have one. They've always addressed it with the cartoons where even they had an episode where they were like, hey, man, you don't have powers. You stay here.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to just outsmart everybody the way they go like, sorry we ever said anything. But here with this one, they say it to him. And the more it goes on, I was like, yeah, I feel like they got a point, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of like, it's nice you bring some good gadgets and all, but I'm taking out 10 of these guys, and you still struggling with that one.
We gotta keep coming to save you.
Yeah, we over here fighting like 10 and 15 of these giant-ass bugs, and you were there fucking around with a grappling hook.
One of them is like, God damn it again.
Like, yeah, what are you, fishing right now? Come on,
It's
man.
like a group of family members trying to save their grandpa at one point because he's the oldest and least effective out of any of them, and that really bothered me.
I don't
man.
think he's the least effective. I think that the point with him doing that is that, well, no, he's a good, because I think they've shown that,
He's the de facto leader.
he's the leader. He's the one like where everybody can't rein in their powers. They can't discover their powers. They just can't communicate. They don't, they don't have communication skills.
Well,
he's the one that comes in and is able to bring people together.
He's decisive.
Another thing that I think that they do well here. I mean, come on, we know going in that there are two different directors on here. I don't care how much they say, well, the DNA is here, and then there's a part of another person here, and this person peed on it a little bit right here, and this person spit on it. No, it's like, we can tell who is who in the movie. We know the Whedon parts. We know the Zack Snyder parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
well, if your team is having a losing season, you want to bring in a coach who won the Super Bowl.
Exactly. And, it would be a problem if the movie was bipolar. But Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder, now I guess I'll give the credit to Joss Whedon because, for whatever he did and for whatever the editors did, whatever, the people who did the rewrites did, they did a good job for me at making them blend well together. I think that they actually, they balance each other well. I don't know how the movie would have worked with just Zack Snyder doing it, but as far as what they have here, they've worked this formula well. And it is a formula. The formula being that what we have here, just like with a lot of movies of this type, it is a bunch of misfits who are coming together and nervously getting to know each other. And of course, the humor and the humanity comes out with them finding out each other's differences, bickering with each other. It's like the superheroes of the Breakfast Club or something. It's that's a formula that really works, and I like it. Like, for example, we know that the Flash is there for the funny.
Yeah.
He's there completely for Ezra Miller as the Flash. He's there for most of the humor, and something I think that for the most part it does work. They promoted him as being that guy that's the funny guy, and there is something where the average audience member can kind of relate to him.
Abrasion resistant? Heat resistant?
Yeah, I do competitive ice dancing. Whoever you're looking for, it's not me.
Wouldn't it be funny if he actually killed him?
Yeah, how many people did he visit before he found him?
Yeah,
like shit.
Shit, I thought he was gonna move. God damn, wrong guy again.
Sorry, sir.
Let me collect my evidence.
This is a Batman who has mowed people down. I think he'd be fine.
Yeah, he's paying off the cops and shit. And it's funny that I think some audiences are going to connect with him because I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that Ezra Miller works all the time. He's the one that kind of feels forced when it comes to the humor. He's been sold that way, so he has to bring it. But I will say that a lot of audience members did relate to him to the point where, because he's probably the most sympathetic too.
Well, they're gonna relate to him because he's autistic. Yeah. It's like they don't come out and say it, but it's totally coded for that. And
I wouldn't say autistic. I think he's ADD. I wouldn't say autistic though.
No. There's certain things that got dropped in what he said. I was like, yeah, he's on the spectrum.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Mark giving diagnosis.
I know Mark's on there, right? The psychoanalysis. That boy need help.
Indubitably.
And I don't know, man. Maybe so. He got little Asperger's in him because when he said I need some friends, the audience was like, oh.
Together a team. People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah, I need friends.
The audience was like, oh, I'll be your friend. And if you want to know who's really funny in the movie, it's this man right here who they did wrong, Jason Momoa, aka Aqua Man, because you see some parts in later trailers where he's funny, but he's been kind of pitched as, the grumpy asshole of the group. The one that's going to beat your ass before you actually have a chance to ask him any questions.
You should get out. Can you at least point me to Atlantis?
Jesus, man.
Hey, it's fine if you don't know where it is.
And I don't have superpowers. Get off me.
Yeah,
you forgotten?
He like, shit, I would ask my GPS, but I can't get a signal up in this bitch right. But he's been the one that's been pitched as the kind of the brooding, serious guy, Jason Momoa. And I have to say that, in the movie, he comes across just like he did in the trailer, and I thought that was always going to be fun. He's the guy that showed up drunk. He comes in, yeah, bro, yeah.
Man, the world is ending.
Yeah. So what, man?
My man.
Let's take a job for Aqua, bro.
Have a brew, bro. Fuck.
Does it bother y'all as much as it bothers me that Aquaman is just here? Like, just at that scene, because we're nowhere near water. It's like that's the strongest thing you could do is just take a bunch of hits and maybe throw your trident every once in a while. But everything else, your power is just like, okay, why?
Well, he's super strong.
Yeah,
I know that. Yeah, but like, it kind of felt like they missed a lot of opportunities to show a lot of the stuff that he could do.
Martin actually explained it to me. He broke down Aquaman real well.
I know he's like the deep water pressure makes him strong skin and all that strong bullshit. I don't care. I want to see him use like his cool powers, not just super strong. I got other people here that are strong.
What cool powers are you thinking he has?
Talk to fish. First of all, I didn't get to see him talk to one octopus, and then like in this, they show, and that's the scene is in the trailer when he like stops a big thing of water.
Right, when he has the trident, but there's no water around.
Yeah, that'd have been cool if they're like, oh, there's a lake, maybe he can do something with that. But it just seemed kind of
there's only so much CGI in the world. You know how much
they found all of it here
to throw water on
Martin,
top of
I know
that.
you're not gonna tell me this movie could add more CGI. I know you're not telling me that.
I feel like it couldn't because it was bursting. I was like, where would you even put more?
They making like good questions here. Like Aquaman didn't bother me. I'm glad he didn't talk to Sushi and shit like that. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see him because that's the way they reworked him. It's like he's not that dude in that that orange tight top and green underpants and
Sure.
and leggings, you know.
I don't think any of those people are in here. Right? None of them are wearing their old shit.
No, and that's good. He's riding on a giant seahorse, and I mean, I like that they actually made him cool.
Man, I love the giant seahorse.
No, man, that shit got to go.
Oh, the hate. Oh, let him ride his seahorse, man.
No, looking like he on a fucking merry-go-round. No. They do certain things, and then they don't follow up with it because, for example, you got the Flash. And we just heard, we heard Batman, Bruce Wayne, ask him. He said, man, what is this suit right here? You got material that is used for the space shuttle to keep it from burning up. And it's like, well, he runs all the time in plain clothes. Yeah. Why don't his plain clothes burn up? He rescues people and moves at the speed of light. How come those people don't burn up?
Well, I suppose the suit is for when he's going to do an extended run.
Okay.
And when he's in his regular clothes, it's a quick okay, I saved you, I moved, now I'm gone.
Okay, so just quick sprints.
The real question is, if that suit is protecting him from air friction and all that, what about this part of his face?
Man, well...
I mean, Speed Force, chill.
If you're going to go down that road, I'm not going down that road, but you seem to want to.
Well, no, I just asked a question.
That was a super fast reaction you just had.
Now, if you want to do this shit, I'm ready. I'm like, damn, I was on your side. I was agreeing with you. And I even had an answer, but fuck you. I didn't say shit now. Because I was going to say, well, maybe because his head is down, the wind resistance ain't hitting that hard. But, fuck off, man.
Well, speaking of his rank, can we talk about his form?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like he's swimming through the air.
Yeah. I remember as we were watching, I was thinking, it's like, man, he's running really weird. And I overheard you say, man, they couldn't cast someone who knows how to run?
Yeah. They got to teach that boy how to run.
Yeah.
Like Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. Look like a nerdy ass dude trying to catch the bus. Stop! Stop!
No, it's not a good look.
Most of everybody in the movie, I enjoyed, and I thought that it worked that they all were able to lighten up. The only one who's probably the most serious out of all of them is Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher.
So the 8 may still be alive.
9.
Nah.
The head of Star Labs was taken as well.
You made it.
You like, yeah, girl, I made it. What you up to? That boy, slow your swagger down, man.
It's my programming. What can I do?
That brother was gorilla walking towards us. You see? Yeah, what's up? But the brother been through some things, so I can let it slide.
Yeah, I actually didn't expect to like him at all, and I did a lot.
Who played his father?
Joe Morton.
Joe Morton, yeah. Him and his father, man. When I say that there are parts here where he's been through something, let him go ahead and brood and let him be all emo and everything. There's a really emotional for me, an emotional scene between him and his father and it convinced me that he didn't want this.
Right.
He's like, father, I look like a Negro trying to climb out of a car crash.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, like he all dented up and everything. He got a couple of forks holding him together down there. I get it, man. Yeah,
I was trying to save you, son. Next time, don't.
Let me go.
Yeah, have me looking like this. I ain't got no dick or nothing. Let's talk about the man himself. And look, they done put this dude in the trailer and everything. So if you try and spoil it right now, I don't know where the hell you been. But we all know Superman coming back. Superman, they've been having him in the trailer. Look at him, he's like, y'all been talking that shit, huh?
Not me, sir.
Yeah, who said it?
Who said I can't act? Everyone.
Well, yeah,
everyone.
Right, I'm not backing down from that one.
We're talking about my CG look. Superman, man, let me tell you something. For me, his intro was amazing. Because y'all when you look at the trailer, they got my man out here playing with corn. Y'all thinking, oh, shit. He coming out here, he gonna be crying too, hanging out in the country, oh, country ass. And you looking at that country shit right there and you thinking, oh, here we go. Thought the movie was gonna be so fun, thought they gonna finally get Superman right. He out there playing in weeds and shit. Hanging out with his new bride now.
Farmer Joe.
Yeah, Farmer Joe out there. And I'm gonna tell you something. No, that his intro is so many things that you want in a movie. It has action, it has suspense, it has humor, and it has all that in one set piece, one sequence. I thought the fight scenes in that I'm not gonna say where it was, who it was with, or anything like that. But you know, Superman gonna come back and he gonna have to whoop somebody's ass when he shows up.
Oh yeah.
And when he comes back, the fight scenes are some, they're right up there with what we want from superhero fights, at least for me.
Yeah, it's like if Jesus came back and be like, "Hey, he's back. Oh, you mad?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, all this. Sorry. wait, stop.
He just has this constipated look on his face throughout that whole scene, and it's one of those things. It's so frustrating to watch because all the pieces and I think everything else in it works, but he's the centerpiece of it, and he's a fucking dud.
This is the first time within this Zack Snyder universe.
Yes,
thank you.
I was like, all right, now we have Superman.
He's showing up. This is the Superman I've been waiting on.
Yeah.
This is for what I've been waiting on with everybody. Finally, y'all lighten the fuck up.
Well,
Smile.
Well, not just that, but just like how scary he is.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, what him?
Like that whole debate on man, Batman could be Superman. Shit.
No.
That debate's over. You can stop having
Let
that.
me just say this about Superman right now. He comes back. First, he eventually gets to the Superman that we want.
Yeah.
But when he first shows up, he don't give a fuck.
No.
Not at all.
That's what you're talking about, suspense and all this other stuff. Like, man, horror was one of the big things that popped up for me. Like,
It is a horror movie when he comes back. It is. And they were telling him, people were telling Batman, leave that motherfucker alone. He almost whooped your ass. Why you trying to bring him back?
We have to do this.
I
feel like we don't.
No.
I feel like we shouldn't do this.
He don't give one fuck at all, and I loved it. For me, it has shown that this whole thing that we've criticized DC for was like, see, y'all ain't doing it the Marvel way. You're not pulling back and creating a roadmap, creating a business plan. Yeah, that's why y'all not going to succeed. Well, they have shown that you do not have to do that. Essentially, this movie is The Seven Samurai, ours remake, The Magnificent Seven. When you bring, it's one person, one hero trying to bring a bunch of other flawed heroes together to save the village or the town, in this case, Earth. But that worked, that they used that blueprint for this movie right here. The only thing I can say about not having a roadmap or some sort of plan for bringing this together is that villain is weak. That villain is... The villain that they have here is exactly what people are saying. It ain't none but a big CG man just talking like a villain.
Yep.
I don't know. Calling the villain weak is an insult to other actually weak villains.
No, this villain is so uninteresting. I mean, the moment that he literally pops in, talking in villain, like you said, Martin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take over this. Yeah, you and every other goddamn villain want to take over the world.
What's your motivation?
Yeah. Who are you, man?
Exactly.
He's got a pointy helmet. He wants to conquer shit.
That's what I want to know. It's like, why is your name Steppenwolf? Why are you dressed like a gay Viking? Why? What do you want to do? I almost want to sit him down, brother. We can get back to this, but let me ask you, Eric, what do you want to do that's different?
Yeah. And he name drops. I'm like, all right, I know who that is, but a lot of people aren't going to know who this person you're saying is, so you just that went over a bunch of people's heads.
Yeah. This guy just showing up doing what every other villain does. I know you want to rule the world, but what does Steppenwolf want?
I like how you gonna come out there and just ask him. He's like, "What do I want?" He just leaves.
Right. This is a character actor getting an easy paycheck. All I gotta do is say these villainous ass lines and slap some CG on it.
Primitive beings.
Like, damn, he's kind of dumb too. Like, we're standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
He throws a missile into the wall.
Yeah.
And like, Jesus, I don't think this is gonna be that hard.
He's a big problem with this because this is the fifth movie of these DC Universe movies, right? Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and this.
Okay.
All five of them have a villain who wants to destroy the entire planet.
Mm-hmm. And is heavily CG.
And is heavily CG.
Yeah.
And we've had villains in previous movies that were more competent and more powerful than he is.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like, why do you even need to bring the band together to take this guy out? Because we've seen you guys each solo.
Oh, I see what your point.
Yeah, we've seen you each solo characters more powerful than he is.
Yeah. What I liked about this and all the CG that they show here, they show that mankind is just a very small part of creation. We're living in a world of Atlanteans, Amazonians, and aliens. We're just second-class citizens here, really. Mm-hmm. So that explains a lot to me here when we get into magic and all these other grand things. I was talking about that great balance between that great balance.
Like how you kept that straight face.
I haven't tried to hide under this mustache right now. I was talking about that great balance between Snyder and Joss Whedon. And it feels like, for the most part, Joss Whedon is the one that has just kind of taken over the film. But about the last 15 minutes, it becomes Snyder Unleashed.
Like Wonder Woman. Exactly like Wonder Woman.
It is insane how crazy this gets. It turns into a CG playground. Like, they take over this small, I guess, the third world European country, Russia. They over at a reactor. And that's all they do. They just play around with the CG here. Everything is just overblown. And it's crazy, too, because they want to make it seem like they're protecting a whole town, but they keep focusing on this one family in a shack.
Yeah. We got to save everyone. We got to get these family real quick. We got to get them.
This is like hanging out with heroes in the old-fashioned fun way, which for me was like watching, damn, this thing just came off. It would not stay.
It's super strong.
This is like my Doctor Strange cape right here.
Kate Mara
Wipes your
wig.
tears away.
Well, it lasted the most of the review. You just couldn't wait, could you? But I will say that, the old-fashioned way that I hung out with heroes when I was a kid, watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Super Friends.
Reading comic books, man. It even feels like the best parts of a video game. There are moments in here where it feels like injustice, when heroes start fighting. I think it captures all the fun of a superhero movie that kids experience, and if you experience that as a kid, it's bringing it back out in you. I'm gonna give this a matinee, but I had so much fun in this, and I'm not gonna go in and nitpick. I'm not gonna go in and try to sit up here and point out things that I've given other superhero movies probably a slight slide on. I wouldn't say you'd be disappointed by paying full price, but for that villain and for a few other things, if that villain had been just a little bit better, this probably would have been a full prich movie for me.
If you'd been a little bit human, that probably would have been good too.
Anything, man. Yeah, anything other than the dude with a fucking crab claw for a chin.
I got you. Like Korey said, if you grew up watching Justice League or Super Friends, you're going to kind of get that same feeling back where I'm seeing all these superheroes that I grew up idolizing, and now I'm seeing them come together in real life on the screen and just doing a great job of it. So yeah, it's a rental. I'm sorry, a matinee for me. A matinee. Woo, a matinee. I almost slipped up on that. I apologize, people.
Too late.
I said Rick.
Hate mail is already gone.
Matinee. It's a matinee.
I know. You like Linus in the Pumpkin Patch. I said ew.
I'm going to say it's really a matinee for me. Yes.
It's not like it's the worst thing, but it's just kind of dull. And this villain is the worst of these superhero movie villains. The Amazons aren't used to great effect. No. Even the Wonder Woman sequence, I was like, yeah, this is good for this, but it doesn't come close to anything that was in her actual Wonder Woman movie. And even these villains or these terrorists just seem kind of thrown together. But then there's that point at 1 hour in when they stop, but they're done with the CG battles. The villain's not on screen. It's just the heroes, and they're talking about what they're going to do next, and it revolves around Superman. And from that point on, I was like, all right, this is good, and this right here is great. With the villain being so lame and not having a good motivation behind him, that's the core of the film. That's the driving force.
Yes.
So what's supposed to make you root for the hero?
Preach, child. Preach.
He's the thing that's bringing them together, and he's lame as shit.
Yeah. So whenever he's up doing stuff, you're like, I don't care. You guys are gonna beat him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna win. There's no chance. I wish y'all quit bullshitting and just take care of him. Ultimately, it comes down to, because it's as fun as it is, and I recognize that, it's a low matinee for me.
Okay, low matinee. I thought you were about to get into that rental territory.
No, it's not the ultimate edition. He wants the 3 hours version. It has all the dialogue. He can live in the world.
You know it's coming.
He can live in the world.
Because the thing is, I know that longer edition is just going to be longer on the first half that I hated.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible for me to avoid comparisons with the Avengers with this, just because it feels like a discount version of it. The main reason these heroes are being brought together, the driving force of the movie, is this villain, like you said. And he's lame and ineffectual and just not effective in the story. or just as a movie character. I felt like, honestly, that what surprised me the most was I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I wasn't expecting that at all. And maybe it's just because he was like talking the most shit to everybody. So when you said The Flash was most relatable, it's like, I kind of relate to Aquaman here. Cause
Yeah,
he's just
well,
like,
you right about that. I'm talking shit.
exactly. He's like, y'all ain't shit. What the fuck are we doing? Wasting my fucking time in this piece of shit. I don't think it's a piece of shit. I think there are moments here and there that I was like, ooh, that was kind of cool, or that was interesting, but they're quickly overcome by the missed opportunities and just how, for the lack of a better word, lame some of this stuff is.
All right.
So for me, it's a rental. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's anything you have to rush out to see. After Wonder Woman, this let me down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I'm looking forward to the next one, man. So
What is the next one?
Well, hopefully, if they do anything else, they'll give your boy Tyrese a break, man. Maybe they'll bring him in as the Green Lantern. That brother needs.
He a little volatile right now.
That brother he needs a little help right now.
I just want my baby.
I just want Green Lantern.